Hello student friends, good morning. In the last class we were discussing about formed bitumen, how to produce the formed bitumen and what are the advantages and disadvantages of formed bitumen. Now today we will see requirements of bitumen. The desirable properties of bitumen depend on the mix type and construction. In general, bitumen should possess following desirable properties. The bitumen should not be highly temperature susceptible. During the hottest weather, the mix should not become too soft or unstable, and during cold weather, the mix should not become too brittle, means stiff, causing cracks. Neither it should not become too soft or unstable, nor it should not be too brittle or hard, causing cracks. The viscosity of the bitumen at the time of mixing and compaction should be adequate. This can be achieved by use of cutbacks or emulsions of suitable grades by heating the bitumen and aggregates prior to mixing. So, this can be achieved by use of cutbacks or emulsions of suitable grades or by heating the bitumen and aggregate prior to mixing. There should be adequate affinity and adhesion between the bitumen and aggregate used in the mix. These are all different requirements of bitumen. Now, what are the various tests to be performed on bitumen? There are a number of tests to assess the properties of bituminous materials. The following tests are usually conducted to evaluate the different properties of bituminous materials. Penetration test, that is with respect to hardness. How much hard the bitumen material it is. Ductility test, elastic property. Softening point test, how soft it is, means softening point and penetration test are having relevancy. If the material is soft, penetration is high, softening point is less, and vice versa. Specific gravity test, strength of bitumen, whether it is strong or weak. Viscosity, to flow, resistance to flow. Flash and fire point test, this is especially useful in field or at site when the construction is taking place. We should not heat the bitumen unnecessarily to a higher temperature. Then it may catches the fire and start burning and firing. So it is dangerous, hazardous. We have to avoid the hazardous in field when actual construction is going on, because people are associated with the work, laborers, etc., engineers. Float test, water content test, and loss on heating test. These are the various tests. Anyway, in the laboratory we are conducting 5 practicals: penetration test, ductility test, softening point test, specific gravity test, and viscosity test. These are the 5 as per the university syllabus prescribed list of practicals. So everything will be explained in detail along with the setup. Just we will see briefly about penetration test. So you have to prepare the specimen by heating the bitumen material between pouring temperature 70 to 90 degrees centigrade, and it should be poured in a specimen cup. Then it should be cooled in atmosphere first for 30 to 40 minutes, and it should be suspended in water for about 1 hour, and then it is ready for test. Then you have to take a standard penetrometer. This is a standard penetrometer. This is the concept of the test. Before test, the bitumen is at up to this level. After and the needle is at the surface. After test is over, bitumen will be at same level, but this needle which is loaded by 100 gram is penetrating into the bitumen. That can be seen here, that itself is penetration. This is the concept of penetration test. Okay. So after the needle is released for 5 seconds, only 5 seconds, BIS had standardized the equipment and test procedure. The penetrometer consists of a needle assembly with a total weight of 100 gram and a device for releasing and locking in any position. The bitumen is softened to a pouring consistency, as I already told, stirred thoroughly so as to make homogeneous fluid, and poured into container or the cup at a depth at least 15 mm in excess of the expected penetration. The test should be conducted at a specified temperature of 25 degrees centigrade. For the thermometer also is used. It may be noted down, penetration value is largely influenced by any inaccuracy with regards to pouring temperature, size of the needle, weight placed on the needle, and the test temperature, and the allowing the needle to penetrate through bitumen time, the time required. We are using 5 seconds. A grade of 40 upon 50 bitumen means the penetration value is in the range of 40 to 50 at standard test conditions. In hot climates, lower penetration grade is preferred, and in cold place, in hot condition, a lower penetration grade is preferred, whereas in case of cold place or cold climate, higher value penetration grade, say 60, 80 or 80 bar 100 is used. So in Maharashtra, which one you opt? Because it is hot climate, lower grades 30 to 40. Is it clear? Now, ductility test. This is the ductility testing machine. Again, this is the concept of ductility test. So this is known as the briquette mold, in which after the bitumen is heated up to pouring temperature 70 to 90 degrees, it is poured in this mold. This is known as briquette. BRIQUETTE, briquette mold. So you have to pour and keep it in the atmosphere for 30 to 40 minutes, and then suspend in water for about 1 hour, and then it is ready for testing. So ductility is the property of bitumen that permits it to undergo great deformation or elongation. That's why it is known as elastic property. How far it is elastic. Ductility is defined as the distance in centimeter to which a standard sample or briquette, I said briquette, of the material will be elongated without breaking. So when these two handles are pulled automatically at the rate of 25 millimeter per minute, it breaks at some point, as shown here. It is a breaking point. It is stretched and it becomes like a thread, and ultimately it breaks. At that point, you have to measure in centimeter directly the ductility value. That's all. Very simple test. So further, all other details will be explained during the practical. However, as a theoretical class, you should know the temperature at which the test is to be performed. The standard temperature is 27 degree centigrade. A minimum ductility value of 75 centimeter has been specified by BIS, British Indian Standard. Bureau of Indian Standard, not British. Bureau of Indian Standard have specified that a minimum ductility value of 75 centimeter is specified or prescribed. Next, softening point test. This is the softening point test apparatus. It consists of a beaker and with all arrangement with a ring of specified diameter and in which the bituminous material is poured after it brought to pouring consistency of 70 to 90 degree centigrade, and then it is to be cooled in atmosphere, and as well as it should be suspended in water, and it should be cooled in water for about 40 to 60 minutes, and then it is to be kept inside the beaker, suspension in water, suspending it in water, and then from bottom it is to be heated. It should be heated. Means what is softening point? The temperature after the bitumen gets softened and fallen down to touch the bottom plate which is provided, it is 25 mm. 25 mm height, 2.5 centimeter height. So as you heat the water, in turn the bitumen will be get softened and start flowing through the whole of this ring, and it falls down and touches the metal plate. So as soon as it touches the metal plate, you have to use the thermometer. It is given here, thermometer, and you have to measure the temperature. That is nothing but the softening point. Okay, that's all about softening point as far as the theory class is concerned. So it should be heated at a rate of, those technical points you should read and understand. It should be heated at a rate of 5 degree centigrade per minute. That's why this temperature thermometer is used to measure the temperatures. So after 1 minute you have to test whether it is raised by 5 or 6 or 4 only. So if it is 4, you have to continue the thing. If it is high, then you have to wait for some time, and then the bitumen is to be inserted along with the ring. Okay. Next, specific gravity test. Everybody know it is the mass of the material divided by equal volume of water, unitless dimension. This test also is to be performed at 27 degrees centigrade. The water. The specific gravity of bitumen varies from 0.97 to 1.2. Specific gravity indicates the strength of the material. Any material may be. Bitumen also, whether it is strong or weak, by knowing the value of specific gravity itself, we will come to know. It ranges from 0.97 to 1.02. In paving jobs, to classify a binder, density property is of great use in most cases. Bitumen is wide, but when used with aggregate, the bitumen is converted to volume using density values. The density of bitumen is greatly influenced by its chemical composition, increase in aromatic type material, impurities cause an increase in the specific gravity. The specific gravity of bitumen is defined as the ratio of, as I said, mass of the given volume of bitumen of known content to the mass of equal volume of water at 27 degrees centigrade. The specific gravity can be measured using either a pycnometer or preparing a cube specimen of bitumen in semi-solid or solid state. The specific gravity of bitumen varies from 0.97 to 1.2, as I said already. So you will see in practical class further more detail. Viscosity test. What is viscosity? It is the time required to flow or resistance to flow. So this is the concept of the test here also. Concept of the test. So you have to collect 50 or 25 cc of bitumen through orifice of 1 centimeter diameter. 10 mm diameter orifice is provided in the cup. When it is heated, it gets softened and start flowing. That flow of bitumen you have to collect in a beaker. This is starting point, this is end point. So here bitumen is collected inside, here no bitumen because it is empty beaker, because it is the starting point. So it is the end point wherein bitumen is collected, about 50 cc or 25 cc as the case may be. And then what is indirectly we are finding out the viscosity. Indirectly, what is the temperature at which, or what is the time taken to collect 50 or 25 cc of bitumen is nothing but viscosity. We will measure indirectly. So here also important point is to be seen that viscosity of A cutback bitumen can be measured with either 4 mm RFIs at 25 degrees centigrade, or as I said 10 mm RFIs at 25 degrees centigrade. 25 mm, 25 degree or 40 degree centigrade. 10 mm RFIs at 25 or 40 degree Celsius. If you want to see some other details, viscosity denotes the fluid property of bituminous material, and it is a measure of resistance to flow. As I said already, I have said measure of resistance to flow. At the application temperature, this characteristic already influences the strength or resulting paving mixes. Low or high viscosity during compaction or mixing has been observed to result in lower stability values. Therefore, we should be cautious about viscosity value. At high viscosity, it resists the compressive active effort and thereby resulting mix is heterogeneous. Instead of homogeneous, it will become heterogeneous. Hence, low stability values and at low viscosity, instead of providing a uniform flow, uniform film over aggregates, it will lubricate the aggregate particles. Orifice type viscometer are used to indirectly find the viscosity of liquid binders like cutbacks and emulsions. The viscosity expressed in seconds. So what is the time taken? I said in seconds. What is the time taken to collect 25 ml or 50 ml of bitumen after the test is performed? Seconds. The viscosity expressed indirectly in terms of seconds is the time taken by 50 ml bitumen material to pass through the orifice either 4 mm or 10 mm cup standard under standard test conditions and specified temperature. The standard test condition is 4 mm orifice at 25 degrees centigrade or 10 mm orifice at 25 or 40 degree Celsius. Flash and fire point test. At high temperatures, depending upon the grades of bitumen materials, leave out volatiles. At high temperature, they leave volatiles. Add these volatiles and these volatiles catches the fire. It has the property of catching fire when volatiles are formed due to high heat, which is very hazardous, and therefore it is essential to qualify this temperature for each bitumen grade. Bureau of Indian Standard defined the flash point as the temperature at which the vapor of bitumen momentarily catches fire in the form of ash under specified test conditions. The fire point is defined as the lowest temperature under specified test condition at which the bituminous material gets ignited and start burning. Flash point is the temperature at which the vapor bitumen momentarily catches fire, whereas fire point is the lowest temperature at which the material gets ignited and burns. That you can see during practical. Of course, as per the syllabus, we are conducting only 5 practicals. Water content test. It is desirable that the bitumen contains minimum water content to prevent foaming of the bitumen when it is heated above the boiling point of water. So in formed bitumen, that is the process. You have to heat the bitumen with steam of water. That means when water is heated, automatically foaming will take place. To avoid that, water content should be minimum. The water in a bitumen is determined by mixing known weight of specimen in a pure petroleum distillate free from water, heating and distilling of the water. The weight of the water considered and condensed and collected is expressed as percentage by weight of the original sample. The allowable maximum water content should not be more than 0.2% by weight. 0.2% by weight. It should not be greater than 0.2% by weight. Is it clear? Tests of bitumen. These are the various tests. Penetration test, IS 1203 1978. Ductility test, penetration test, IS 123 1978. Ductility test, IS 1208 1978. Softening point test, IS 1205 1978. All are 1978. Specific gravity test, IS 1202. Viscosity test, IS 1206. Flash and fire point, IS 1209. Float test, IS 1210. Water content, IS 1211. Determination of loss on heating, IS 1212. So these may be asked in GATE, MPSC, objective or aptitude test. Such questions normally will be asked. Penetration test is confirmed to dash. 4 answers will be given, out of which IS 1203 1978 is the correct answer. Okay. Marshall stability test. So we will explain this test along with importance and significance and what are all the plots to be made in the next class. Okay, we will stop here for today. Have a good day.